Pleasure to meet you, Miss Sharon. Thank you. Pleasure to meet all of you. Tinsley, Miss Sherry, Miss Kendra, good afternoon.
Kendra's from ATL Best.
Awesome.
So Kendra's, I know I've been watching Kendra's events for a minute. So Kendra, can you introduce yourself real quick before we get started?
Absolutely. Yes. Hi, Preston. How are you? And hello, hello. Yes, I am Kendra out of Atlanta. Wow, I'm excited to be here. Wow. It's like a full circle moment.
Yeah, it's real full circle. What do you tell us a little bit about what you do real quick, Kendra?
Yeah, absolutely. We know I have a digital billboard company. I have billboards in 1,600 cities. I have a digital media brand where I do sell digital products. I'm an author, actress. I am the brand ambassador for the ATL's Hottest Awards Association. I do a lot of things. I have a line of water bottles. So I do a little bit of everything and hosting red carpets as well.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And now I'm
Yep.
here.
And
Yes.
we are
Awesome.
glad for
Awesome.
it. We are
Yeah.
glad for it.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Yep. And everybody, would you go ahead and put your contact information in the chat? We want to make sure that if there's a connection that you can make on the call, or we're going to bless you with some great information here shortly. We just want to wait for Dr. Belinda to get on. But we got some great stuff. June, I know you got
Sure.
some new projects that you're working on, sir. I know you got something that you're cooking up there. What new projects are coming down the pipeline for you here soon?
So I have the new book out, The Definitive Art of Networking, which is doing really, really good. Talking about my 15 years in corporate America and my over 30 years in music and television. And so super excited about that. Got some stories about a little bit of everybody from 50 Cent to Beyonce to Jay Z. There's a lot of stuff in it I talk about over my years of experience. And I'm getting ready in my gala season. I created the 100 Men of Color Black Tie Gala and Awards and the 100 Women of Color Awards, which started in Connecticut and Massachusetts, and now we have moved into Virginia and North Carolina. So we're bringing it to those cities. I know Atlanta and Chicago are on the docket, and so we'll probably be launching those in 2027. But super excited and getting ready to film my new TV show, which I shot the pilot with me and Black Thought from The Roots uh, late last year and got picked up to actually film. And so we're going to do 8 episodes long form. It's going to look like David Letterman that you see on Netflix. Pretty super excited. But the only thing is we're pushing culture forward and add a little culture in what we're doing. So super excited about that. And a little bit of everything. I got a lot going on. Some stuff with 50. As with Kendra, I do a lot of red carpet stuff, a lot of TV, movie premieres. And that's been super exciting and lecturing and just got on artist in residence with University of Connecticut, UConn, Huskies, and Eastern Connecticut State University. So I'm going to be lecturing at both institutions. And yeah, I have a lot going on, but that's enough. Oh, here's the thing. I used to be in the 90s boy band. We'll leave it at that. But I'm going to put my information in the chat and we'll go from there.
All right, all right. So I'm gonna hit record. I know Dr. B will be on here shortly, but we will just get started in the interest of time for everyone. So let me go ahead and make it full screen here and hit record. Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. This is our presentation, Walking in Overflow. It is Women's History Month, and women are amazing. There's just so many things that women bring to the table. And so we wanted to just take some time to give you an experience where we just got to pour into you a little bit, where we just got to empower the amazing work that you do. And the the dreams that God has given you, just pour some oil on those. So I called my friend June. I met June at the Power Networking Conference. He was an amazing speaker there, but I didn't get a chance to hear him speak, but I got a chance to just hear what he does in his heart a little bit. And his heart is amazing. The stuff that he does, the way he poured it into people is amazing. And so he's poured into members of our mastermind. He's poured into just so many people. And just for me, being a friend and being connected to him has been so valuable. So I wanted, when he came and visited Mastermind, I believe him and Dr. Belinda were on. And so they were both on Mastermind together, and he was just really pouring into all the ladies and all the women on there. So I said, June, we should come back and do something a little bit later, to do something to just empower women and just to kind of pour into the dreams and the power that you have. And then I've been working with Dr. Belinda over at the Wealth Academy with Fidelity Wealth Group, and we were on a call, and Dr. Belinda said something that just stuck out to me, is like, what's your money blueprint? And when we talk about walking in overflow, a lot of that has to do with our mindset. A lot of us has to do with the way that we view things and the way that we get to the way that we process the information that's given to us and the money and the resources that we're given. And so I wanted to just talk to both of them. June and Dr. Belinda, if you wouldn't mind just coming off mute, just introducing yourself real quick, Dr. Belinda, and then June, and just saying what walking in overflow means to you. Um, just give a real introduction, because you're both really, really accomplished. But I just appreciate the time and just the ability of y'all to pour into people and your leadership, to care about building up the next generation of leaders. And so just thank you so much for being here. Everybody who tuned in, thanks for tuning in. Put your contact information in the chat. We want to connect with you. But I appreciate y'all being hungry to be poured into, and we're going to make sure we give you some good food today. So, Dr. Belinda, if you wouldn't mind just introducing yourself and just sharing about what walking in overflow means to you.
Absolutely. First of all, I want to say thank you, Preston, for this opportunity to share. And hi, June. Hey, everybody.
Hey sis, how are you?
All right, walking in overflow definitely means freedom, Preston. It's just, I mean, when you asked me the question earlier, I had to really think about it. What does it truly mean to walk in freedom? And for me, just like we identified this morning about gratitude, or I'm sorry, about happiness, when I decided about 15 years ago, oh, I just want to be happy. And God was like, what does happiness mean? Right. And I looked in every dictionary that I owned, and they all said gratitude. So walking in overflow is nothing more to me than just having peace of mind, having freedom, and having the ability to be useful to our community. So I hope that answers your question. And to me, that's just as simple as it gets.
I
Awesome.
love that, Dr. Belinda. I'm going to stay right in that groove with you. I do believe it does begin with gratitude, right? I don't think we can move away from that. And when you're talking about walking in overflow, it means the moment you wake up, it's being gracious that you have lived to see another day, and understanding there's somebody somewhere that did not wake up this morning, right? So being gracious in the fact that the Most High, whoever it is that you pray to, allowed you to wake up, put your feet on the ground, allowed you to be able to speak, think, hear. And even if one of those things are missing, you still woke up to live to see another day, right? Um, and when you talk about the overflow, it's paying attention to the road signs, is what I call them. All of the things and the people that are along your journey that pour into you, those who tell you that they love you, or they say good morning, hello, please, and thank you throughout your day, is part of the overflow. And if you are able to stop blocking your blessings, to let those things into your life and into your spirit and into your soul, that is where the overflow comes in. And to Dr. Sanders' point, that piece of being able to appreciate the moments and not block our blessings, that is where the real magic happens. That is where the real overflow begins to overtake. And steps are ordered in order for us to move forward, not only to be blessed, but to become a blessing to others.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love that. Attitude of gratitude is a magnet for miracles. And so when we talking about overflow, sometimes when you don't have anything, you could still be in overflow because you have that attitude of gratitude, because that's your heart posture, that's your spirit posture. So everybody on the chat, go ahead and put one thing that you're grateful for in the chat real quick. Go put one thing that God has blessed you with in the chat real quick. Just so that way we get that attitude, that flow of gratitude real quick going. So we didn't get a chance to hear some introductions. So I do want to, Dr. Belinda will give you a chance to introduce yourself. And June will give you a chance to introduce yourself. And then Dr. Belinda, after the introductions, give us a little bit about that overflow as far as the money blueprint, how that can lead to your overflow.
Absolutely. Well, like Preston mentioned, my name is Dr. Belinda Sanders, and I am an entrepreneur. I am a mom. I am a woman of God. I am a girl's girl all day. And what I love most is the ability to be able to help individuals. And to be able to help people. The thing I'm most proud of right now is the opportunity that I have to build financial legacy in my community. I grew up with nothing, and on each side there was no wealth. I had to create it for myself, and now to be on the other side of not just creating it, but also teaching others to have access to that too, it's just absolutely amazing to me. So that's what I am doing full time along with my financial firm. I've been in the financial industry for over 15 years now and counting. And I'm just super excited to share today.
Awesome. June?
I have, Dr. Belinda, I have a problem with you. I'm going to start right here. And this is for everybody. Stop being so humble. I was at an event last night with Kerry Washington, and something that she said resonated with me. Don't be afraid to tell people how good you really are. All right. I want every woman on this program to write that down. But I also want you to understand that I want you to now get rid of, and we talked about this, Preston, imposter syndrome, because that feeds into the fact that we can't tell people or celebrate how dope we really are and being our authentic selves. So when you introduce yourself, Dr. Belinda, we may not have time to hear all the things, but I want you to be excited about, because I saw some of the things online about you are an amazing woman. No matter, remember, it doesn't matter where you start. It matters most how you end up, but also who you touch and what you change along the way. My introduction is simply,
Thank you for that, June. I appreciate it.
Yes, sis, yes. I grew up in a small town right outside the capital city of Hartford, Connecticut, Windsor. And I had dreams and aspirations of being Michael Jackson. I had dreams and aspirations of emulating New Edition. And so I created a group called Junior Edition, and we went on to do some amazing things, went on to win a talent show where the first prize was the opportunity to go to the world famous Apollo Theater. The second prize was $250. I love to share this story because we won first place and got the chance to go to the world famous Apollo Theater. But second place was my childhood friend, who most of you know and I hopefully love, is the great Anika Noni Rose, Princess Tiana. And I always like to share that story because it doesn't matter if you come in first, second, third, or last. Like I said to Dr. Belinda, it doesn't matter how you finish. I mean, it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish, right? And with that opportunity, the Apollo Theater, we went on to get a record deal on Elektra Records, home to Gerald Levert. You guys remember Gerald Levert? MC Light, Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott, Silk, and the list goes on and on. And the name of my R&B group was Room Service. We opened up for New Edition, which was a dream come true because that was a group a group that we emulated and loved. And after the music literally and figuratively stopped, you know, that classic VH1 story, too much, too fast, too soon, too young, I found myself back in Connecticut, in corporate America. And one of the road signs where my manager told me, you know, you don't take vacation days, you don't take days off. I want you to, this was a Wednesday, I won't ever forget. And we weren't even supposed to have a one-on-one. She said, I want you to take the rest of the week off. And when you come back, I want you to give you 2 weeks notice. And for the life of me, I'm trying to figure out what is it that I did wrong. And you know those movies where they're like, Preston, we love you. Everyone loves you here. You're doing so well. And then you get fired. Like that was a setup. I'm like, oh, I'm about to lose my job. And she said something to me that changed the trajectory at the time. And it's one of those road signs that I'm sharing with y'all to pay attention to is you don't belong here. You have something much bigger in you than being here. So sometimes people see greatness in us in our lowest moments. Sometimes people see greatness in us before we see it in ourselves. And I took her advice. I came back, found a way to a music seminar with my peers, and ended up getting a job as the president of the label that I was signed to under Universal Records. And at that point, the dream was realized working with Jay-Z, Beyonce, Chris Brown, Mario, Omarion, 50 Cent, Tyrese, Boyz II Men. And I say all to say, you all have dreams. But when those dreams or that dream has been fulfilled, what then? Don't stop dreaming. I've since then become a published author of multiple books, best-selling, TV host, philanthropist, documentary producer, hosted documentaries, teacher, educator, like business owner of 12 businesses. Like things have been happening, but like I tell kids, oh, when I grow up, I want to be this. So when you become that, what then? You don't ever stop dreaming. Because once you stop, there's someone out there that you are not inspiring that wants to see you do more than what you're doing. But their dream stops because like, oh, well, you know, Preston, that's all he does. He does that. So that's what I did. So that's it. No, there's much more to us. And here's the thing. Black and brown people are not a monolith. We can be multiple things all at once and be a blessing to so many people. I never liked if I could just touch one person, if I go in this room, if I could just change one person. No, how about if I step in this room, how many can I change? If I speak, how many can I touch? Not just one. One is not going to do it. In 2026, the way the world looks, touching one, reaching one, changing one is not going to be enough. That's my introduction.
Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. You know, you got me hyped. I love it. The beautiful thing about their introductions is like the people that they are. You know, the person that I know Dr. Belinda is, how giving she is, how generous she is, how caring she is. The person that I know June is. I spoke on stage and I met June afterwards. And you know, I pick up the phone. You hear all the people he talk with. I call him and he picks up the phone. He says, "I get right back to you." You know, he cares enough to be there, to be present. We did our first live, Michelle from the Bionette Foundation. You know, she reached out to you. You helped her with getting the items for the kids in the NICU. But like the people that are doing it at the top of the top, they're caring people. Their heart's in the right place. They live in that overflow, and they're not pouring from a place that's empty, because they're always filled up by their giving, by their generosity. And so I just want to appreciate both of you for the time and for just sharing with us today. So Dr. Belinda, I want to go to you real quick. And June, I'd love to hear your thoughts on what Dr. Belinda is going to share. When you talk about a money blueprint, Dr. Belinda, we've got some nonprofit owners in here. We've got some business owners like LaShawn from RevoVin. We got Faith out of Nottingham and in London, who's on. She has an organization as well that she does amazing things. How can we move in Overflow? What is our money blueprint, and how can we utilize that to move forward?
All right. So I guess the best way for me to explain it is that people are really, like, person, if you think about it, we are like machines, right? Or we are like clay. We are going to be what we are programmed to be, right? If we're a machine, whatever it is, however it is, our parents have raised us, or whatever it is, our foundation was, is going to impact how we respond to life as an adult. So sometimes we don't realize that our environment, our programming per se, has us thinking and feeling a certain way about our finances, about ourselves, even. You ever heard the saying, well, money doesn't grow on trees while you're growing up, right? You ask for something, boy, you think I'm made of money, like all these things that we may have heard growing up. It's the way we were taught to think about money. And our parents never really sat down to tell us what the things they've said means, right? But what we've done with it as children is we've made it mean something completely different. And whatever it is that we've made that mean has impacted who we are today. So take, for example, in fact, a proof that your upbringing and your programming actually impacts you greatly is, think about a fish. For example, a fish is impacted by the environment of the water. But once you take a fish out of the environment of the water, a fish now knows he's out of water. Now, is it a bad thing that the fish is in water? Absolutely not. So your programming, or whatever it is your environment is not bad until you meet an equal opposite. And when you go to try to get whatever that equal opposite is, like the water is opposite. What's the opposite of water? Of wet, dry, right? Air, right? So the fish now meets that new environment, is going to smother, drown, literally drowning that fish because of the air, is going to squeeze its lungs, and that fish will become useless. The same thing with us. Try to put us with our same programming in a new environment. That environment will swallow us whole. Why? Because we're simply not prepared for that environment. Why? You want to consider, my money blueprint has me thinking that money doesn't grow on trees. So what does that have me show? How does that have me showing up as an individual? That mindset and that program will actually have you showing up in a lack mentality. That will have you showing up that money, my month is going to run out before my money. That will have you in the mindset of, me working 9 to 5 is never enough. Like maybe you grew up in a household to where your parents worked all the time and they were never home. So your money blueprint is, I can't acquire success unless if I only work from 8 to 5. I just can't do it because my family worked 18 hours a day, and that's the only way. It's what we were programmed to believe. So your money blueprint will have you default to wherever it is that you feel most comfortable. We spoke about this on the call, right? Success is here for us all. But unfortunately, if we're not emotionally and mentally prepared to handle the success as it comes, we will default back to where we feel most comfortable. If not, that new environment will suffocate us. That new environment will choke the air out of our lungs, and we will not survive. And that's truly what it is. So I challenge you all today, think about it for a moment. What have you grown up thinking? Because that conversation, that's your blueprint, is always running in the background of your mind. That's your subconscious mind that's creating possibilities, or it's sabotaging opportunities. And it's completely up to you how you deal with your blueprint or how you deal with your programming. So the good thing about it is that once we realize that all of us are programmed to either attract money or to hate money, because you think about the wealthy community. The wealthy community, whenever there are individuals that are born into wealth, the first thing they're teaching their children, if they are emotionally intelligent enough, the first thing that they teach their children is how to maintain wealth, how to respect money. And we talked a little bit about how we respect money, right? So being intentional about recreating new neurological pathways in your mind that receives money in a different way, it's something that can be done with intention and with purpose. But it had the awareness of what your blueprint is has to be there, because we can never change our blueprint if we actually don't know that we have one, or if we actually don't know what our blueprint is. So I'm always curious when I talk about the money blueprint, what are some of the things that other individuals have heard throughout their lives that communicates to them how they treat money now, like the respect or lack thereof of money that they have now. Maybe someone heard, okay, well, I talked about money don't grow on trees. What are some of the other things you guys may have heard growing up? I mean, I'm sure it's not just in my household.
No.
Right.
No, you don't just money is evil. Too much money is evil. That's what they used to. That was a tough
Money is
one
the root of all
because
evil.
yeah, money is the root of all evil. And so, like, why do you want so much money? Like, you must be evil if you want so much money because you want to be rich, and you should just be cool with where we're at.
Where you're at, right? So that basically communicates to you it's something wrong with abundance. It's something wrong with wealth. That communicates to you, I need to be happy with settling. Because wanting more, getting more, and having more means that I'm a bad person. But if we go and we pick up the Bible for ourselves, it clearly says the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money, but it's the love of money. Okay? Because what will people do for the love of money? Are you willing to compromise your integrity for the love of money? Are you willing to step on the heads of others that worked with you and helped to build you up to where you are today for the love of money? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to trade? What's the price that you're willing to pay to cheat the system? So realizing what your money blueprint is, and I'm sure there's others. Anyone else who want to share with us what they grew up with hearing?
Yes, Dr. Belinda, I love that question. I'm just going to say two things. One, the meal that I grew up on was a Checkers, burgers, and fries, right? That was my meal 80% out of the week. And then also, I just had that mind. I know I want to create a business for myself. When I first started running my business, I told my mom I was so excited. And she said, you need to go get a job. And then finally, the Better Business Bureau sent a letter to my house, and they said they wanted to promote my business. And that was the first time I got recognition for me making money for myself.
Wow. Wow. Well, congratulations for your success. But, you identifying what your money blueprint is a big deal, because not until we actually identify that, hey, that this is in the opposite direction in which I intend to go, until we bring light to that, we'll never be able to overcome it. So each person on this call is going to have to think for themselves, what is my money blueprint? What have I been telling myself? Because the best conversation you have is the one that you have with yourself. LaShawn, you're welcome to unmute.
So I just wanted to chime in and say one day I realized that a lot of our money blueprints come from unfortunately the church. One day I was analyzing like some of the songs that are in our hymns. A lot of people don't know is that the lyrics of our hymns were changed and rearranged, but sung so eloquently by us. But if you take a basic church song, like even Amazing Grace, that basically you're getting up every Sunday morning and you're telling yourself that you're rich and you're not worthy, and you're not this, and you're not that, and you're doing this every Sunday until you're 80 years old, you have programmed yourself and generations of generations in your DNA that come after you that you're not worthy of anything. And also the wealth part of the church is, why do we have to wait to experience a mansion and streets of gold and all these luxurious things when we get to heaven, when every other culture is experiencing that stuff right now? So that's kind of, I'm not saying that I condemn the church for it, but I kind of had to pull back on some of the fundamentals that were being taught and kind of take what resonated and then throw out what wasn't profitable for me over the years.
Absolutely. And kudos to you for identifying that, because that's all it's about really, is realizing or bringing some awareness to how you grew up, what you were told, and how has that impacted you. And once you realize how that has actually impacted you, you can now be on the forefront of changing that. Because so often we go and we're like, oh, you know what? I want to make $50,000 a month. But our mindset is that we only deserve $2,000 a month. What do you think is going to happen? Circumstances, situations, people are going to come and they're going to show up, because as soon as you make that 5,000, something's going to show up and you're going to default back to that 2,000 because that's where you're most comfortable. You subconsciously feel safer being broke.
I love it. I love it.
And identifying your money blueprint is what gives you the ability to break that generational plague over your life and over your mindset. But we've got to be intentional. We've got to, be accountable to ourselves, be accountable to how we have responded to our programming, and begin to reprogram ourselves. How do you reprogram yourself, Dr. Belinda? You reprogram yourselves by telling yourself other things. Respect and money. Don't walk over a penny. We're praying for $10,000 a month or $100,000 a month, but yet we'll walk over a dime because it's too small. No, the Bible is very clear. If you're faithful in the least, you will also be faithful in much. There are absolute principles that govern this world. So often we say that when I get $100,000, I'm going to give. No, you won't. If you're not consistent with giving when you have $5,000, you will no way give when you have 100,000. So it's creating principles or following the principles that create wealth and overflow in your life will result in your success. I mean, money will chase you. You'll never have to chase money. You'll never see zero. If you made $1 million and all of it disappeared, maybe someone broke in your account, because you won't lose it. Once you become wealthy up here, once you have the correct mindset between your two ears, you'll acquire it with less effort.
Yo, Dr. B be preaching out here. Yo, you better watch you better watch Dr. B. She preaches out here. And I think the biggest thing is like also targets, where your target is.
Absolutely.
I think, and LaShawn has an amazing business, Revo Vend. And we were talking about her business, and she was telling me, I want to exit at this level. And I said, we gotta 10x that. We can do bigger, we can do more. And like when we stop thinking about thousands and start thinking about millions, and stop thinking about millions and start thinking about billions, what happens? You got to upgrade.
Absolutely.
Yeah. June, what were your thoughts, sir?
Oh, Dr. Belinda just dropped it like it was hot. I'll be honest. The problem is, and I hate leading with problems. I only like solutions. Is most of us in our generation are at the corner of generational curses and opportunity, and it is a mindset, as Dr. Belinda said. And we have to get into the point of, and I learned this very early in corporate America, being only black or brown face in that space. I'm talking about 1989, where an executive told me the difference between the people that make money and the people that don't make money is the mindset of how much money you want to make, right? Now, do you think about how much money you want to make based on how much you want to make an hour or how much you want to make a year? It makes a difference. The people that don't really have that blueprint are like, I gotta make at least minimum wage. And they think in dollars instead of thinking salary, right? That is a difference. Then when you're thinking about building a business, right? And thinking from an entrepreneurial standpoint, all these things that LaShawn just shared, we're learning through our community, through our village. But we have to understand the curse is their opportunities, their setbacks, the things that they experience are not the things that we are experiencing in 2026. Yeah, some things haven't changed, but there's a lot that has changed. We have more millionaires and billionaires than we have. We also have a shift in mindset in terms of entrepreneur, and you have to be careful who you have these conversations with because you get pulled back into the generational thinking, right? That is, if Sharon is talking to, Jordan, and Jordan's like, girl, we don't start no business. Our family ain't got no entrepreneurs. Then that's the wrong person for the conversation. We don't have no doctors and lawyers in here. Like, girl, you better get yourself a good government job. No, I got to think bigger. But because no one in our family has stepped outside of that, most of us are probably first generation people or children that actually go to college and or graduate and or start a business and or become a doctor, a lawyer, all of these things. But our family members, mom and them, Craig and them, they don't know these things. So their thing is, girl, get yourself a good government job, save your money, get your pension, and retire. Guess what? Some people's lives end at the retirement piece. I'm telling people now, retire. Why would I retire? I love what I do. Retire? I'm trying to inspire as many as I can to continue to push culture forward and take this baton and keep going. If you relying on a pension, like you work that hard for somebody else to benefit off the sweat that you are, come on, man, only for you to retire with what they give you. And when you look at their retirement, they talking about, oh, I just got 10 million and I got 100 shares worth of, like, we're not having the same conversations. The blueprint is different. So we have to make that mind shift, right? Once you make that mind shift happen and you say, man, listen, I have to, here's the other thing. I want to pivot, Preston, if you allow me to. One thing we have to worry about now is the opportunity. I said it earlier, we are not a monolith. We came out of COVID, and one of the things I learned early is how many streams of revenue can you create, especially when you're sleeping. So when people were, oh man, I can't do nothing, I do events. And if you remember, I'll take you back to the moment. Any events of 100 people or more, that's what they started out with. 100 people or more, you can't have nothing. Then it was down to 50. Then it was like, can't nobody get together, period. Then it was like, make sure you got your little group, your little silo, and that's it. A lot of us couldn't do anything. I couldn't have events outside, couldn't have events inside, right? I couldn't go speak, I couldn't go teach, I couldn't perform. So I had to rely on the fact that I created an online course, that I had books, that I could teach remotely, right? You could do events. You had to have enough tools in your tool belt to be able to create or sustain yourself with multiple streams of revenue. And it's different than having a 9 to 5. When you do what you love, it doesn't seem like a job. So the blueprint is, how many things can I be great at that continue to pour into me, that I have overflow, that when I wake up, I'm like, oh my God, I sold 4 books. I wasn't even thinking about it. But as Dr. Belinda said, it don't matter if you just sold 4 books. Some people are like, you sold your little book. Why my book got to be little? I sold 4 books at X amount. I'm not leaving any money on the table. That money may be able to go to a bill to pay the internet, right? And that internet will allow you to do X, Y, and Z. So you could sell your online course, which is a couple $100s. And with that online course, it gets you an opportunity to speak somewhere that which is thousands of dollars. And then you keep going. So to Dr. Belinda's point, don't leave the dime on the floor. One thing I learned, and I'm gonna be quiet because I feel like I'm talking too much. I don't know.
No, I think you're doing an amazing job. This is good.
I moved into the house 2014 here, and we got someone to do the gutters. Here's a life lesson that was amazing to me. So this gentleman came and he would get up on a ladder, he cleaned the gutters, clean the chimney. So how much do I owe you? He said, "Oh, just give me $60." $60. I'm not thinking anything about it, Preston. Dr. Blend, I'm not thinking about it. I gave him maybe 80, 85, maybe $90. Multiple times. It comes back how much? $60 or whatever you want to give me. So I'm having this conversation with my wife. She's like, well, maybe I smell some alcohol in his breath. Maybe he's just trying to feed this addiction. I'm like, well, I hope not. You can't get drunk and be on this ladder and you on the roof and something happened to you. And so one day I asked him, how sustainable is this for you to only charge me $60? At best, you're going to get $100 from me if I give you a good tip. He said, let me share something with you. I come down to this neighborhood to get $60 here and $60 there, so I could go to the rich neighborhoods and charge exactly what I want to charge. And that changed my perspective. Because when you get into the speaking world and author, you're like, how much money should I charge? And some people are like, well, I can't make less than X, and I'm not taking $100. And when I learned that, I would take 100 here and 200 here, to the point where I'm like, I can now talk about speaking at University Connecticut, speaking at University of Harvard, speaking at Rutgers, speaking down in Morehouse College. And as I started to accumulate all of these things, when I got to the point where I said, how much do you charge, June? I said, $10,000 to speak. $10,000. As the great Rick Ross would say, you wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym. Yesterday's price is not today's price, because I took the $100, I took the $200, I took the $500 and the $1,200 and $2,500. So when I get to this point and I tell you my history and I put the work in, you can't tell me anything, but I never looked past the dime that Dr. Belinda's talking about. Because you got to put the work in. Let's just be honest. If you didn't put the work in, and I said it from the top of this event, talk about how great you are. Because if you put in the work, you never have to work harder than you need to, but you never have to worry about imposter syndrome. And I'm tired of my sisters talking about they feel like they don't belong in these rooms. They feel like they shouldn't be at these tables. If you put in the work, understand you are the backbone and the pillars of our community. You have gone to school, you have done the work, you have the degrees behind you. You took the classes, you're carrying babies and husbands and grandfathers and grandmothers. You are doing the work. So when you pull up a chair at the table, don't let them question you. And if that's not the right table for you, set another table for yourself and allow other sisters to sit there with you that are deserving. But don't allow any person, Black, white, Hispanic, or polka dot, especially another man, to tell you don't belong when you feel like you don't belong, because you belong. I'm telling you. So this imposter syndrome, if you feel like you're struggling with it today, it ends today after this conversation. If you have put in the work and you continuously tell yourself, Dr. Belinda just said it, if you talk about the things that are in between your head, like if you tell yourself, there's no way that you could do all these things and you like, well, I don't know, like I'm the only Black face in this room. I'm the only female in this room. I'm the only Black female in this room. No, it doesn't matter. You put the work in, you deserve to be at this table. And once again, if you feel like the people at the table don't want you to be there, tell them, you know what, I'm gonna gracefully bow out. The table I'm about to set over here is gonna be way doper than the table that you got here. Because now that I've sat here, this table ain't really, I'm cool. I'm cool. And I'm
Reminds
talking from
me of
experience.
Mhm.
Because I'm on 5 boards. And out of the 5 of them, 4 of them, I'm the only black or brown face. And I make no bones about pushing culture forward, being that only black or brown face. Dr. Blender, sorry, I'm going to cut you.
Oh no, that's amazing, June. Like I always learn so much from you when I get to hear you speak. So thank you for everything you bring to our community. Just actually at this point to our world, you are absolutely amazing. But as you were talking, it just kind of reminded me that we oftentimes put ourselves, we play small, right? We do play it small. And we do that, especially individuals that may not be from the north, like from the south. We're so used to offending people because of our greatness, or offending people because of our success. Because I mean, that's just a thing when we should be living in a society to where we're really truly celebrating each other's wins, right? So our blueprint, right? That's again, society has trained us that it's not okay to celebrate who you really are because of fear of offending someone, and I must admit, I thank you for calling me out on not sharing, my accomplishments in a way that I should have. So I will definitely work on that, and I'll let you help me with my pitch moving forward. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's another thing for everyone. We have villages around us. We have people that hold us accountable. And one of the things that I had to do in terms of the mindset was I had to correct people in these circles and in these environments where you say, oh, Tinsley, I see you. You got your little business now. I see you got your little. Why does my business have to be little? Why do I have? Oh, I see you got your little new car. I see you got your little house. No, no, and you shouldn't say it either. Like, yeah, I got this little house, just 'cause I'm a dude. No, stop calling it little. If you work that hard for it, stop calling it little. Because here's the thing: if something, God forbid, happens to that nice little new car that you got, or that nice little house that you got, and you lose it, and you ask God, why did it happen to me? God gonna say, well, it was just a little house. It wasn't really nothing, because that was just a little car. That was just a little job. That wouldn't really mean nothing. Like, don't make yourself small just because you are in fear of hurting someone else's feelings. Because we are all lighthouses. And if you are a lighthouse, just think about the purpose of a lighthouse. Preston, think about what a lighthouse does.
You
In
gotta shine bright.
actuality, it shines a light, right? Not only does it
Shine
shine a
bright.
light in muddy waters when people can't see, they're trying to navigate the waters and they see the light. If you are someone's lighthouse, and at any given point in time, because you get frustrated, because you feel like I just got this little opportunity, and you turn your light off, how many Belindas, how many LaShawns, how many Kendras can't find their way because you don't shine your light, because you refuse to tell people how dope you are. You refuse to be shining your black girl magic. You refuse to let people know I deserve to be at this table. How many times are we gonna have to do it where people are like, well, I didn't know Dr. Belinda did those things. Because guess what? Don't ask, don't get. Closed mouths don't get fed. Leave
Yeah,
this
I
conversation
love this. All right,
understanding
sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
how dope you are. Listen, I am not here to lie to you. I put my information in the chat. You could look me up. I am as consistent as can be. I have been doing. Sister Sharon told me she's been doing this 40 years. Guess what, Sister Sharon? I've been doing it since 1984. Some of y'all probably not even born by 1984. Been doing this since 19. Check the resume. I'm not bragging. I am just speaking facts. And when you speak facts, people can't argue with that. Some people are facts people. Some people are numbers people.
Yeah.
You could check what I shared, and you can stay in contact with me. I am who I say I am. But I am here to push culture forward, to inspire as many as I can. It has never been about me. It has
Yeah.
always been about my community. And now it is about communities that I could go in and inspire, evoke emotion, and just push culture forward.
I
I
love
gotta
it.
tell y'all, every sister that's on this call, I love you, Black or brown woman. Keep doing what you're doing. We are in a season where people are going to attack you. We are in a season where people are going to doubt you. We are in a season where people are going to hate on you. Put your horse blinders on. Play whatever favorite song that is a soundtrack to your life and stay focused. You got this. I love you. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. And that's all I got to say.
I love it. I love it, June. I love it. Thanks, June, Dr. Belinda. This has been great. I know, Dr. Belinda, you got to address June. You did say, or Dr. Belinda, I need you to address this, and then we'll take a couple of questions and answers. June, you talked about multiple streams of income. And I know Dr. Belinda has some solutions for that, for sure. Also, June, put your book in the chat. I got some people who are looking for your book. So go ahead and put the link to your book in the chat. But Dr. Belinda, if you wouldn't mind just addressing that multiple streams of income piece. And then anybody who has questions, go ahead and raise your hand. I know both of them are busy. They got some other meetings that they have to get to. So we'll take a couple of questions before we wrap up. So Dr. Belinda, I'll let you address the multiple streams of income. And if anybody wants to take advantage of some of the opportunities that Dr. Belinda is providing, just get in touch with me and we'll make sure that. And June, go ahead and put your book link in the chat. I saw Martise was asking for that to listen to that. So Dr. Belinda, go ahead.
Absolutely. Like June said so eloquently, that we need to learn how to make money in our sleep, right? So today we talked a lot about mindset. We talked a lot about, getting to know yourself a little bit more and finding out what your money blueprint is. And sometimes our money blueprint has us living in a place of, oh no, this is not for me, or oh no, I can't because, and comma, and fill in the blank. Well, not only am I teaching individuals how to become millionaires up here first, I'm actually going to take my time and show you how to get the money. Okay. So today I'm actually starting another class. Preston and I have partnered together, and we're starting a class that is going to show you how to get into the financial industry, where the most millionaires are being made. And I have a class coming up. What is the date again, Preston? Let me have a look. One moment. On the 23rd. The 23rd is our next class, and the class does go for 5 days. And it's a free class. You come in, and obviously you do have to contribute to your software. And it is a legal industry, so you are required to pass a background check. But we are able to partner you with conglomerates in the financial industry. And we're able to be that bridge for you if you qualify to work with us. I have to be honest with you. Clean background, able to pass the test in 5 days, and able to be coachable and willing. Like I tell my team all the time, that if you get $1 million, it's best that you first become a millionaire. That way you get to keep the money. So we're going to teach you how to be a millionaire in between both ears, and we're going to actually give you the blueprint on how to get the money. So that if you are one of the individuals on this call or in our community that are impacted by your programming that you grew up with unknowingly, and now your family has been exposed on this call, we're going to show you how to reprogram yourself and get on a pathway to earn 6 figures within the next 90 days.
I'm going to say something just to piggyback off of Dr. Belinda and June. I think you might appreciate this, but for me, it's about buy-in, right? It's about buy-in. And like, I just want to pour into everybody on this call. Like, do you buy into yourself? Do you buy into your dreams? Are you willing to give your dreams the same time that you're willing to give the entertainment that you watch? Are you willing to give your dreams the same time that you give your friends that you on the phone with? Gossiping. That's your time for your dreams. And so, when you have a program like that, like, June is bought into what he's doing. Dr. Belinda, I watch Dr. Belinda a lot. Because she's my coach, and I get to watch her, and she's a multi-millionaire, but I've never seen somebody take more notes and go to more meetings and ask more questions because she's hungry for it, but she's bought into it. It's not a halfway thing. And I just want to ask you, how bought into you are you on yourself and on your dreams? Like, I know Kendra on the call, I know she bought into it. I see her at ATL's best all the time. She's always out there, doing her thing. LaShawn, I know LaShawn's bought in. We did Revo Vin in Charlotte, super bought in. Faith, she's on the call. She's out of London. She helps people in Zimbabwe transition over to London and help get them organized. Bertram, I know he's bought in, but like, how bought in are you on your dreams, on your goals, on your success? And if you're gonna do a program like Dr. Belinda's, or you're gonna do something when you want to work with June, you got to get bought in. You got to know what you want out of it before you get into it. Because when you know what you want, if you know where you're going, you're gonna get there. But if you don't know, any path will take you anywhere. So we'll take a couple of questions real quick if anybody has any, and then I'll just do one more final statement from June and Dr. Belinda. So does anybody have any questions?
While we're waiting for the questions, Preston, I put the link in, and I'm also offering a discount code, so you could put that in because this is Preston's event. I want to share that with you. Like I said,
yeah, and
to disseminate the information and share knowledge and information that everyone will level up in 2026.
June, thank you, man. I appreciate the time. You should connect with LaShawn. She can put your book in some places with her Revo Vend app. That every time she has a vending event, somebody should see your book. So I'll make sure I make that connection for you. And she talked to you about a book tour, but you've got some people in here. Since we don't have any questions, which is a surprise because I would be asking some questions, we'll go to Dr. Belinda. What's just one quote or one thought that you use to wrap us up that helps push you forward, that keeps you in overflow?
Well, my favorite quote, Preston, is what you vividly imagine, ardently desire, but most enthusiastically act upon must always and inevitably come to pass for you. So I want to leave the team with that. And again, this was an amazing opportunity. And just take care, take charge, you guys. You guys are in charge of your future. And today, if you don't like where you are, today you get to make a deposit in your life to absolutely change that. So thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I want to thank Preston, Dr. Belinda. It was beautiful and inspiring work alongside you today. Uh, here's what I like to share. Be hungry for knowledge and thirsty for answers. Always lead with how you could be of value to someone. And when you are doubting whether you should connect someone to someone else because you feel like you're being used, always remember this. If you're not being used, you're being useless. My name is June Archer. I love you. That's my story. And I'm sticking to it. I believe we lost Brother Preston. So, Belinda, you and I will sign off together and just thank everybody for being here. Please connect with us. I have my information in the chat. And LaShawn, I'll be reaching out. If anybody else wants to talk anything, I'm here to share. I'm not here to cover the information. And I love y'all. That's it. Dr. Belinda, we will see each other soon. I pray.
Absolutely, June. And it was always, as always, a pleasure. And as well as if there's anyone who's interested in learning more about the class we have coming up next week, starting from the 23rd throughout that week. Then please connect with myself or connect with Preston, and we'll be more than happy to give you some more information and to get you started. I'm super excited about our future here. I mean, Julian, especially the possibilities that God is creating for all of us here. So you guys take care, take charge, and make the rest of the day amazing.
Absolutely. Have a good one, everybody.